Let's go. How you doing, Scout? Just randomly decided to play around tonight, so enjoy the working nights. And that'll keep my phone from dying. Hey, grab that bit, man. Oh, I left it upstairs. Ah. There. You'll have to pardon me. I'm actually doing two things at once tonight, too, so. Please start. Alright, that's my laser running. I gotta run upstairs and grab some resin since I thought I grabbed it and I don't. I will be right back. I like Rushman. Hi, TJ. I'm playing with a new brand. So I got to see how I'm supposed to mix this stuff up. All right, 1-to-1 like normal. Cool. You can handle that. Yeah. Oh. It leaked everywhere. That's ridiculous. I am actually going to be doing a second attempt at a wine glass base now that I have the mold that I was looking for the last time I did this. And you can see me turning around and stopping for a minute. I've also got my laser running behind me to, because that's actually a paid order that I'm working on. And yeah. And if I got any extra resin left over, I need to fill this cup up with a little bit because I got something else coming up, hopefully in the near future. And yeah, once I'm done in here, I might even just take you guys out to the barn and play around on the lake for a while. All depends on when I'm done with this, how many people are still here. Like I said before, I work nights, so I'll be up most of the night anyway. So if y'all need to go to bed, I get it. Just figured I'll throw one together since I've been wanting to do this since I got this resin and found my molds. So with that, time to start mixing. Wow, they really sealed this stuff up good. I don't know if that's water. Oh yeah. Barn, B-A-R-N. I actually have 2 shops on my property, so this is actually in the basement of my house, and then I do a lot of my actual woodworking that throws sawdust everywhere outside my barn to keep the mess out of here. Not that I can't do anything in here, because I've got my chop saw, my mini lathe, my mini table saw, my mini drill press. This is I'm fully equipped down here to do everything I can do out in the barn. It's just I got the bigger stuff out there, tool-wise, because I make a bigger mess out there. In here would be more for like what I'm doing with the resin tonight. It's a lot nicer for that because it's temperature controlled in the house. And my barn's not insulated, so that's 400 milliliters of resin. Time to mix. I hate when I get the stuff on my hand. But I'm out of gloves, so. And I really want to try spraying the stuff on this because I've heard it gets air bubbles out better than just about anything other than a pressure pot, which I really don't want to deal with right now. Although I do have them. It can be hard. Like knowing how to mix your colors in and stuff, but really it's not as hard as what a lot of people think it is. You just have to, I learned by trial and error. So, I mean, like the kit I just opened up a resin. I mean, it's cost me about $80, but I've worked with so many other brands that I'm actually trying to find a new one that I like and want to use. So, and I mean, really, what gets people in the most trouble is not knowing how to mix it right, which, I mean, every so often, scrape the side, scrape the bottom, get the stick along the sides, make sure you're getting everything really whipped up. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to put this little cup there. And two more of those. Plus, I'm also fortunate that this is an easy ratio of resin to mix. The stuff I really like for the bowls I put on the lathe, it's a 3-to-1. So it's 3-part resin to 1-part hardener. That one you actually have to be able to do the math on the fly to mix it up right. But I mean, this is 400 milliliters, so for that it would be 300 millimeters of resin to 100 milliliters of hardener. The paper towels just keep my hands from getting too sticky because it's all over on this, but yeah. My first attempt at this actually turned out pretty nice, so I wanted to try it again with the right kind of type of resin. It's really not that bad. It takes a few minutes. And once you know what you're looking for, it's not hard at all. I mean, the biggest trick is when you look through it like this, through the side, if it's not mixed right, you can actually see little, I don't know how else to describe it, it's like clear strings floating there. If those strings are there, it's not mixed up right, and you will get soft spots in your resin. Depending on what you're doing, it might not be that bad, and how many there are. Eventually, it usually will harden, but I also do a lot of bowl turning with this stuff, which I don't know if they mentioned it or not, but I actually had one blow up on me a couple weeks ago on live. And I left the video up there, so if you want to see it, you can check it out. I think it's under finishing the golf ball bowl. or I have a 60-second short that's the actual incident of it just blowing up in my face. Again, it was 3 weeks ago. I'm totally cool, but it looks bad. I'm just warning you now. So I'm going to try to make this look like a little bit of a beach scene. So I'm going to mix some sand in with a little bit of resin. I'm going to actually do this a couple times because this isn't going to be enough. But for now, it'll get me started. And this is all stuff I'm also getting ready to start making to sell. And actually, this proof of concept works. I might actually put this one up for sale too. The first one I did, which was, I think, second to last live I did, I won't sell that one just because I didn't even have the right mold. It came out looking good, but it is not up to the standards I would like to be able to sell anything. So and I am about 4 minutes from having to switch out coasters. I do have connections with one of the local FOP bars in my area, and they've asked me to do a custom coaster run for them, so I'm trying to get that done in the background too. That's the fan you hear running. We just pour this into there. I think at least one more, maybe two more. And by the way, this is why you can never take me to the beach and not expect me to leave without at least a couple containers of sand. Because I'm always looking for stuff to do and projects to try. Oh, shoot. That was almost too much. I actually just got into resin work a little over a year ago. I mean, I've done everything from coasters to stuff like this, which is actually just pouring a mold. It looks like a weird type of seashell. I've done little plates, bowls, and the bowls. I've done some that have colored popsicle stick, kind of like this, but they're stained in it. I've done pure resin bowls. I'm in the process of trying to learn how to do a resin egg, which just something to be decorative. But if you look at my community post, that's what the big board with this all paint, or the big piece of wood, I should say, that's all painted up is going to be. I might actually start cutting that up tomorrow, so I'm giving it the rest of the night to make sure that the paint's all dry. So yeah, I'm always working on something new, and if you ever want something made specific for wedding, birthday, Christmas, anything like that, I'm pretty much willing to try anything once, unless I've already done it and I know it won't work and I can tell you why. But it's very rare I shy away from a project. Should be here. Yeah. It should be good there. And this stand will also help keep it from running too much, which is important for what I'm going to be doing next. And the fan turning off means it's time to switch out coasters. So let me get this pressed around the rest of the way. You'll have to forgive me for a moment. I need to swap coasters from a laser. So we will pull that. Usually I try to only focus on one thing at a time, but I got 40 coasters I got to make, and I can't leave the room with them sitting in here. Cure times, it depends on the resin. Like, I just started, this is the first time I've used this brand, but I've heard good things about it. It said you can demold in 8 to 24 hours. It depends on how much resin you put in and mix in with it. And then it also, like temperature, humidity, stuff like that is all a factor. Also, the thickness of your pour can affect how long it takes to cure. But once it's hard and you can pull it out of the mold, it still usually takes 2 to 3 days to fully cure. Like for me, I won't put it on the lathe unless it's been out and ready for at least 7 when it's been hard. Because I've had them blow up where they claim they should be good, but I've had issues before. So I just like to be extra sure when I'm turning it at 3,500 RPM with my body less than 2 feet from it when it is spinning. Especially after me getting all messed up a couple weeks ago. And now we get to add a little color. That's actually too much sand. I am making 40 coasters. That's actually what everything up there is from. I just had the number confirmed last night, so I do pride myself on trying to stay as busy as possible too, so I don't get many orders, so when I do, I try to jump right on them. Plus I have a real job too, so there's that. I got way too much resin mix. This is going to be fun trying to find enough stuff to do with it. Little tips for mixing up any type of ocean colors you want. Always put the darker, or always make sure your darker colors on the bottom. If this was thicker, I'd actually do this in multiple pours over multiple days. That way I can actually get a much better looking three-dimensional effect to it. But with a coaster, it's so thin, and it's actually hard to mix anything up much smaller than one of these little, I think it's a 0.5 gram medicine cup, that I just do them all in one. Although I do have a tabletop that I did with multiple, and it came out amazing. Too bad I made it too small to be able to use it what I wanted to use it for, so now it's waiting until I can figure something else out to do with it. Might actually do another one of these. It's looking like I might actually have more than enough resin. Have a good one, Scout. And it's 11:40 here too. I just work nights, so on my days off, I'm always up all night anyway. So, yeah, have a good one. For anyone else that's staying or in the replay, my trick is I like to pour the dark in first, and I way misjudged how much I had in here. Put that down. Then put the lighter in where you want it to be, look like it's shallower, because it helps give you a better effect of shallow water. And then I need my heat gun. Here. And some white alcohol ink. You shake that up good. And I put it right where the two colors meet. Then I want a little bit more up here where I want to make it kind of look like the shore where a wave is breaking. Then it's time for the fun part. Full blast on the hot. And you move your water around a little bit. And make it look like the waves are coming in. And there we go. A little bit more of an effect of the ocean waves breaking there. Way too much resin. Then I've heard rumor that a little bit of denatured alcohol spritzed over the top will actually keep your get rid of your air bubbles just about as efficiently as possible without putting anything in a break the top. So, since this is an experiment, we're going to find out. I'm going to make sure I got this on the mist first. There we go. Oh yeah. That popped them amazingly well and gave that water or the wave effect a heck of a lot better look to it. Oh wow. I really like that. Alright. Well, I've got enough, and I'm pretty sure I got another wine glass down here, so I'm going to do another one. I could go upstairs and grab some more, but I don't want to use up all of my inventory yet. Actually, I am going to do one more because now that I got a better idea of what I'm doing, I know I got something else in mind. Come on, Lord. No, I've already lost my other cups. Oh no, I didn't. I put it right there. That's why I can't find it. I already knew it. So, I need a base layer resin in that. Should work. A BA. I think now I can only do one spritz. Sure, I got enough of what I want to deal with it. But that last there. There. And now we need to mix up some more things. Oh. That would have not been a good switch to accidentally flip. It'll 6 more resin in there. Oh, I know what I forgot to do to the first one. Well, once we get done with these, I'm going to add a little bit of more decoration, because why not? I love this music, by the way. I want this back. This one's been engraved. It's going to be hard to tell for you guys, I'm sure, but that's the end of that. Dang, a lot of resin to figure out what to do with. If anybody's in chat and has any ideas, I'm open to them because I need to figure out something, so I don't want to waste it. Although I do have an idea if nobody is in here, so I'm not actually going to let it go to waste. This stuff's too expensive to waste it. Oh yeah, that's greater than that. Oh, that laser's going to sit down for a bit because I need to get the rest of these forward. And this is the beauty of self-leveling resin too. As it fills up and sits, it'll actually do its thing and level out. Be nice and even. Before I do the heat gun trick, I want to try something else on that. And in case anybody's wondering, these are what the two colors are going to look like when I'm done. Here's the camera. Yep, that's the color we got. Sorry, I'm watching my phone to make sure I actually get it in frame. Put a little bit of extra in here to top this off. That'll be enough for that one. Alright, I do need to keep these moving too, so I apologize. I hate having to keep swapping like this, but it's the only way these are going to get done in anything approaching a timely manner. Process again. Framing, because I always double check. Everybody else get a bet on me? Guess I'll talk to myself some more. I do that all the time now. Always make sure you hit the bottom even when you're stirring in color. That way you don't get any clumps or dried powder in the middle of your color. Then you're just not getting the full effect of what is good. This is a friendly little resin kit. Actually, I got one more, so I'm going to try the other way of making these that I've heard of. I got the extra resin in the little funnel. Resin's starting to get a little warm. It's going to start stepping up any time now, so I want to make sure I get these two done before I start playing again. If this is where the waves would be hitting, I really want to make sure that they get a little love in there. Again, this is just white alcohol ink. It just gives you everything a little bit of makes it just look like it's more realistic for crafting waves. Now we're gonna have to move these around the heat gun because that didn't work like I thought it would. All right. I like it. So now for our last blast, we're going to have a bit of fun. Before I can do that, I see a little bit of gunk in here that needs cleaned up. A little bit of acetone should be all it takes. Get that cleaned up. So I think less pretty on here. Apparently I'm crazy. Denatured alcohol. Something's got to get this stuff off. Alright. Not going to need very much. I don't know. Pour those up. And the effect I'm going for this time is actually going to be reversed when I want the lighter color on the bottom. So I'm going to pour that just right here in the middle. Should be good. And that I want a little bit more of this dark. That all up. And the goal is to be just shy of level at the bottom of this. That way it should still sit nice and flat. So I'm just going to hit right at the edge and go around the perimeter of the initial puddle. Try to work our way in so we get a nice, that way the middle looks a bit darker. Alright. That. I still got 150 mil of resin to figure out what I'm going to do with. Before anything else sets up too much more. I'm going to put a couple shells in these. There. I'm losing my beach effect on these ones. I'm going to use that to help hide that I lost a little bit of it. That's pretty sure. Looks really cool. So that's that. That's that. Do that with the green one as well. Alright. It looks like they've got their show. Since we're going for the beach theme on them, that'll give it a little bit more of a appearance of it. Got a hit of denatured alcohol. And Captain the Hat and Duffy Dat. That's that one done. Need to get to my other powder pigments over here. So I can do that, and once I mix the color into this, I'm probably going to get off of here since I don't see anybody else watching, and then I can take this upstairs and pour it into what I do with my extra resin when I have it, which I gotta say is actually a pretty cool trick to do. Usually I'll keep it in some kind of mold, or I'll do random coasters. That way, as I get it, I'm not wasting it, because like I said before, it is very expensive. And then, like if I put it into something to make a bowl or vase or something, it'll, once it's full, I'll do that, and it'll just be the scrap resin bowl. It'll have all kinds of different colors, and the layers will be different thicknesses because it's anything I have left over. That's a really pretty red. So yeah. Thank y'all for everybody stopping in for the actual live. I appreciate anybody stopping in to watch the video on replay. Don't forget to hit the like, share, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, share, comments, questions. Even if I'm not live, feel free to ask. I am pretty active at checking my video comment sections. You can always message me, check me out on Facebook. The quick way to find me is on my YouTube page, plus you can just type in @FishNerm Creation, which is FISHNERM Creations, all one word. Should bring me right up on Facebook, which will be the same picture as the thumbnail on this video. At least for now, it might change depending on how far in the future you see this. But that handle is definitely not changing because I am a NERM. If you don't know, it's been coined by one of my favorite fish keepers for someone that keeps fish and is a fish nerd, which I definitely am. Because in that room, I have about 10 aquariums all full of different types of fish, including saltwater and fresh. So yeah, with all that, I think I'm calling it a night on here so I can focus on making sure these coasters get out. I'm almost half done with my glass, and once all 20 of those are done, I might go to bed. Then again, I might keep burning them in the slate. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, so hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for watching, and I will be back soon.